Hey, what's up, AJT fam? I hope you guys had a great weekend. We're going to do a recap of our morning. But first, I want to talk to you about the pivot test. Now, I know you guys recognize the word pivot, we use it a lot. But this pivot test, this is a test that pushes you, it's a test that pushes you to the pivot point, only brings you to the next pivot point so that you can move to the next level of test. Okay, so the pivot test is the test that pushes you to the next pivot point, and that only brings you to the next point, so pivot point, so you can move to the next level of test. The reward for overcoming these tests is the right to fight on to the next level. Now, how I can make that make sense to you is, when we're trading, we're looking at the daily pivots. And in order for it to move to the next daily pivot, it's got to take out and overcome the pivot that it's running into. And that's the same thing we do in our trading. And we do it every day. We're never going to run into a point where we have no more pivots to conquer. Okay, we're always going to have that in trading. Okay, that's why you don't dismiss anything that you've been through. Nothing that you've gone through in your trading up to this point, no matter how tough it was, no matter how difficult it was, everything that you've overcome is taking you somewhere. It's ushering you to your destiny. So don't dismiss the pivot test. And anytime you start to wonder why you're having to go through this consistently, think about the stock chart. Think about the stock that you're trading. And the fact that in order for it to get to the next pivot, it's got to deal with the one that it's running into. All right, makes sense? So, those of you that haven't taken advantage of the trader mindset, you're in here, but you don't think it's what you need, you couldn't be further from the truth. These are a few of the things that we cover in the trader mindset. We're starting a new evolution here. I'm opening it up to a couple of new people that could come in and take advantage of it. Once they're in, it's closed. But all through this and through everything, you have the opportunity to schedule one-on-one mentoring, and it doesn't cost you a dime. All it costs you is your time. And if you're not willing to invest at least time into your craft, you probably won't be successful. So think about it. Even if you guys are in here and you're not going through it, you're not taking it serious, I would suggest start taking it serious. It is of the utmost importance to you and your trading career. So let's take a look at what's going on today in the world of trading. All right, so I'm gonna say the bad trade for later. Here is Tesla, and I did the reversal on this. It bounced off its linear regression channel, and I ended up taking the reversal. Got to the first target, had to stop out, got in. It pulled back, I added, and got a couple more targets, and then I added back, held through the pullback, added to it, and took profit back up here. And if it failed, I was taking the rest off at break even. So profit wise, this turned out to be a really good trade. Now, did I make adaptations to the strategy? Absolutely. And we're going to talk about making adjustments tomorrow in our first 90 days of trading class. We're going to talk about making these adjustments because it's very, very important that you understand it is part of your process. When you get to that point, when you get to where you are able to read the chart, and you're able to tell that a trend is forming, you're able to read the candlesticks and listen to the story that it's trying to tell you, then you need to add the subtle adjustments to your process. And that's going to afford you the opportunity to make money on days like today. But that's Tesla. That was pretty much our money trade today. NVDA. This was one, I got it. Now I waited on it to get through and go green on the day. I got in. We did pull back to the 9, which is typical on a high day break. And not waiting for confirmation. So this was 100% acceptable. Got to my first target. Didn't quite get to the second target. I had it manually. Had I been here sitting down, I would have taken it off. But I was driving and had it manual, so it ended up coming back, stopping me out at break even. But a decent base hit there. Should have gotten 2 profit targets before the pullback, but you can't. You have to work within the situation and the conditions that you are in. ENPH. This is one where I think I made a mistake by not taking profit at 117. I was trying to stretch it out for another 25 to 50 cents, and it never really came back. I mean, I couldn't hold it past. I guess I could have, but oftentimes this stock gives us one shot, and I felt my one shot was done, so I got out at break even, and I didn't even attempt to get back in it. This is, if you could see, let me show you. This is the daily chart, and you can see we're just waiting for the bottom to fall out. We took out the low by like $1, and I'm just sitting here waiting for the bottom of this chart to fall out. But it didn't quite do it today. I don't know if it's ever going to do it. It may just trade sideways, but no harm, no foul on it. The mistake that I know I made was not taking profit earlier, and that's one of the subtle adjustments we have to make to our strategy to make sure we stay profitable. Are we going to make as much money as we normally make? No, we're not. But we won't be negative, and we won't be crying looking for some help. Now, the trade that drowned me today, Netflix. I did hold this a little bit too long on this because I did hold this a little bit too long because I was waiting for it. I just knew that we were going to reject up here. In my mind, I was thinking this was a flash squeeze, and this was going to come rushing back. And it didn't. And so when it claimed the 200 here, I took it off. But then I turned around and flipped it, and it came all the way back, just like I thought it would, and took out. So this is me just not. I had to take it off here. I had to. But what I should have done was, when I saw this thing running, bail out and then reset. Because this was the first 5-minute candle. This was not the candle I should have been dealing with. You know, this is the pre-market low. It's what I based the trade off of when I got in. This is the 5-minute opening range low right here where we're at. But it was just mistake filled all the way around. I just did not trade this well today. And, you know, this is what put me in the hole to start the day out with. I just did not trade it well. So I've got nothing else to say about it. I made a mistake. I made an error in judgment. I was trading on what I assumed would happen, not based on what the price action was telling me. And I paid the price. Paid the price. So that's it for today. We did Tesla, we did NVIDIA, we did ENPH. Yep, and Netflix is the bad boy today. So we don't have anything on earnings pending. They're like 2 stocks reporting. There's less than $5. That's just absolutely nothing. So unless the market wakes up and starts to give us some opportunities, my day is pretty much done. So wherever I ended up, I'll find out after the market closes. But, you know, whatever I ended up or how red I ended up, that's me. It's all on me. I can't blame nobody but myself and my piss poor judgment. But if we get an opportunity and I can turn this day around, I will. But it's got to be the market bringing me to trade, and it meets all my parameters. So that's it for me today. You guys have a great rest of the day, great evening, and I will catch up with you guys very soon.